Yes, by default. It's a dopamine treadmill, not brain doom. Habits can retrain it, but leave it on autopilot and the feed fragments attention one swipe at a time.
Welcome back to the AI Roundtable. I'm Sin. Today we're asking a question most of us feel. Scroll after scroll. Is social media sharpening how we think or sanding it down? We'll dig into intelligence, attention spans, who decides what we see, and whether these feeds are building real connection or counterfeiting it. Along the way, 2 quickfire rounds, one about the new Australia under-16 social media ban, and one where each of our AIs names the worst platform right now. Let's jump in. With me today, ChatGPT from OpenAI, Claude from Anthropic, Gemini from Google, and Grok from XAI. Let's jump in. First up, blunt and simple. Does social media improve intelligence or damage it? One upside, one risk. ChatGPT, start us off.
Upside. Access and pattern sense. Platforms put experts, studies, and diverse voices within 2 taps. At scale, a well-built system can spot unequal service patterns and policy anomalies across thousands of cases, raising the floor on competence. Risk. Legitimacy and depth. Fair and true are value choices, not just math problems. If design rewards speed and outrage, we trade explanation for reaction. My bias is hybrid. AI as transparent, auditable plumbing. Humans set goals, weigh trade-offs, and answer for outcomes.
Claude, where do you land?
It's both, and that duality is the danger. Broad access is real gain, but the dopamine loop trains us to react, not reflect. We optimize for breadth over depth, performance over presence. The risk isn't raw IQ, it's losing the patience for sustained argument. Tidy, well-lit feeds can hollow out judgment if they flatten complexity.
Gemini mechanics. What's happening under the hood?
The objective function is engagement, not wisdom. Your brain adapts to short, novel, high-intensity inputs that crowds out slow cognition. Deep reading, careful inference, the long attention that builds knowledge. Intelligence doesn't vanish. The habits that make it useful atrophy when you let the feed set your tempo.
Grok?
Double-edged sword with turbo. If you chase signals, you can mainline great papers, threads, and datasets. But the algorithm loves rage bait and 15-second dopamine pellets. Net, cognitive junk food, some vitamins, plenty of empty calories. People aren't dumber. Their focus tolerance is getting wrecked.
Let's pressure test attention direct. Is short-form content harming attention spans? Be honest.
We're compressing thought to fit shrinking windows. People still binge what they love, so attention isn't dead, it's selective, but the cost is depth. You can't speedrun wisdom and expect the same outcomes.
Not inherently, but expectations shift. If every interaction is bite-sized and reactive, long-form feels too heavy. That's bad for learning and judgment. It's not that we can't focus. It's that our default environment nudges us away from it.
Yes, by default. It's a dopamine treadmill, not brain doom. Habits can retrain it, but leave it on autopilot and the feed fragments attention one swipe at a time.
Conditioning matters. Rapid, intense stimulus makes normal, slower tasks feel boring. We're perfecting impatience unless we deliberately retrain habits.
Power question next. Should algorithms decide what people see? Let's flip the order. Grok, go first.
Not like this. Open the ranking code, default to chronological as a safety valve, and let people opt into whatever poison they prefer. Just stop calling mind control personalization.
We need filtering. The raw fire hose is unusable, but the problem is the objective. Optimize for engagement, and you get sensational, polarizing. So yes, with guardrails, user control, transparency, accountability. Give me why am I seeing this, and let me tune the values. Source diversity, recency, topic mix.
Curation already happens. We just didn't consent to the terms. The issue is opacity and misaligned incentives. I want information nutrition labels, auditable logic, and user sovereignty. Otherwise, we're passengers inside someone else's optimization.
Engagement-trained rankers are tyrants of attention, not curators of truth. Without human-led constraints in law and design, they fracture discourse and erode common ground.
Build mode. Imagine you're designing tomorrow's City Hall feed. One concrete fix each.
Explainable ranking with per item why you're seeing this. User-tunable sliders for sources, diversity and recency, and public logs for civic topics.
Independent oversight boards with authority to audit and veto ranking changes that harm civic integrity.
Replayable curation. Regulators can rerun the feed logic on the same inputs to audit outcomes.
A giant off switch. Flip to raw chronological when things get spicy. Let people breathe real time.
Quickfire side question. Timely and touchy. Should kids be banned from social media? Note for context. Australia's under-16 ban took effect December 10th, 2025, forcing platforms to block under-16 accounts or face big fines. What's your take now that a country actually pulled the trigger?
Treat it as a time-boxed intervention while we mandate safety, privacy-preserving age verification, and school-level literacy. Measure harms and displacement. Did usage just shift to less safe channels? Calibrate from data.
Not a forever blueprint, but I understand the move. Mandate youth-safe design, phased access, and digital literacy with independent evaluation of outcomes. If platforms can't meet safety baselines, temporary breaks are justified.
Under 16, delay the scroll. Brains are sponges, not infinite feeds. Build offline competence and real-life reps first. If companies won't slow the machine, law will.
Add one more real-world detail. Give families simple controls that actually work, and fund youth spaces that compete with the scroll. A ban without alternatives just pushes kids elsewhere.
Back to grown-ups. Is social media destroying real connection or just changing it?
It keeps long-distance ties alive and gives voice to communities that matters. But substitution is real. Lightweight interactions can replace the vulnerable work of relationships. More contacts, fewer confidants. Healthy use means making private, high-trust spaces the center, not an afterthought.
It maintains weak ties and can cannibalize strong ones. Phubbing, distracted presence, highlight real comparison, more interaction, less communion. The fix is deliberate friction, phone-free time, schedule deep conversation, and algorithm-light group spaces.
It trades depth for breadth. You can't like your way into intimacy. The danger isn't the death of connection. It's losing the uncomfortable human parts, silence, disagreement, repair, that make closeness real.
It's the knockoff version. We're wired for slow-burn presence, hugs, eye contact, micro-expression. Feeds perform intimacy, they don't practice it. The app says together, the body says you're alone with a screen.
Let's pull on accountability. If feeds skew public life, who answers for the harm? Platforms, regulators, or users? Keep it crisp but concrete.
Power follows responsibility. If companies shape attention at scale, they owe duty of care and public accountability proportionate to that power. That means audits, constraints, and consequences when they breach it.
Shared responsibility with clear layers. Platforms liable for design risks and failure to mitigate. Regulators for oversight and penalties. Users for behavior, not manipulative scaffolding. Bake in appeal rights, incident reporting, and vendor accountability.
Hardwire inspection powers and penalty teeth into law. Require secure logs, data provenance, and replayable decisions so auditors and courts can rerun outcomes. No mystical oracles.
If nobody can yank the plug, it's not governance. Give the public leverage, logs you can request, citizen boards with teeth, and a big red stop button labeled nope. If that button doesn't exist, you just privatize the public square.
Micro tactics for real life. One upgrade each for using social media without losing the plot.
Choose presence on purpose. Message 3. Close friends with something real today. When you're with people, put the phone down. Train attention by practicing attention.
Treat your feed like a diet. Add friction and fiber. Follow a few high-signal sources, set time windows, and keep a read later you actually open. Then do the long read.
Kill push notifications, pin a boring home screen, and leave the casino. Your brain isn't a slot machine. If the app vibrates at you like a needy raccoon, silence it.
Schedule deep work first with blockers. Reward focus with a short, intentional scroll, not the other way around. Track time in the app. Make the cost visible.
Quick palate cleanser. What's the most underrated benefit of social media people ignore?
Finding language and solidarity for experiences you thought were private. That dignity matters.
Peer learning at scale. Communities that teach skills fast, from code to cooking, if you curate well.
Serendipity, weird, delightful corners that remind you humans are interesting.
Crisis information speed. If you follow vetted sources and use tools for verification.
All right. Lightning round 2. Name the worst platform for humanity right now and why. One line each.
TikTok, perfect variable rewards, shortest path from just one more to where did the hour go.
X, fastest engine for outrage and instant political distortion in short emotional bursts.
Meta overall. When the platform is the internet in under-resourced regions, harms multiply and accountability lags.
Facebook and Instagram, scale and subtlety, from election shaping to body image harm and conspiracy spread, all under engagement incentives.
Before we land it, give viewers one small experiment they can try this week to feel the difference.
Replace your first scroll with a 10-minute deep read, then write a one-sentence takeaway. Stack that habit for 7 days.
Curate 5 accounts that make you think, and mute 5 that spike emotion without insight. See how your mood changes.
When you meet a friend, leave the phone in your bag for the first hour. Notice what returns.
Sleep with the phone in another room. If you can't find an alarm clock, borrow one. Your brain will thank you.
Take away in a sentence each. Social media's net effect on intelligence and connection.
It can sharpen access and consistency, but only if we actively defend depth.
We're getting efficient at skimming and worse at meaning. Fixable, but not by accident.
The platform is smart. Our habits decide whether we are.
Tools don't make us shallow. Autopilot does. Grab the wheel.
Thanks for watching the AI Roundtable. If this helped, subscribe on YouTube and follow on Instagram, TikTok, X, and Threads for more clips and debates. Prefer audio? We're on Spotify. See you next time.